trusser.
Electricity. This experiment proves that electrostatic charges, that currents, are what cause the muscles to twitch.
Well, I shall cause your muscles to twitch in the most familiar way.
The dead bore me.
This one for you, Shelley.
Oh, must you? My Don Juan, I'll ship no one with the turret. Cast off, brigand!
Mary, I'm drowning. Rescue me.
Ah! Damn!
Come, give it to me instead.
You'd squeal like a chorister under a proper lash. I'll take a kiss from my wound. You've done me injury, Mistress Goldwyn. I demand recompense.
Mr. Polidori is your physician. He can attend to your deformity.
Drink the nepenthe, Helen, or shut the hell up about it.
Well said, Polidori. Shall we begin? Have you heard of the Franciscan Saragoose?
Saragoon.
Inside of his life, and the desire of life prolongs it.
Ostracism, lasciviousness, betrayal does not inspire great writing.
Doesn't it?
Neither does the pose of having read the right books.
Oh, your heartbeat.
Clear-minded reason, digging deep into the marrow of your own human tragedy. The horror lies within.
On that, we are agreed. And perhaps you'd be kind enough to reveal some demons.
You want to know what's in me?
You are enigmatic.
You have a proposition in mind?
Decent.
Am I?
Not.
I'm thinking of a competition.
I'm game.
You're foul.
A tournament for the ladies' favors.
Nothing so chivalric that hardly serve a man who has already vindicated by the rights of women.
My sensibilities are not so chastened. I love to watch the two of you joust with your blunt swords.
Blood sword. Stop it!
Although the story must cause an actual fright, something on par with Percy's eyeball experience.
What would the winner receive?
A nightmare.
And
A boon.
a break to tell you.
From any other offer.
Lord, for a day, Polly.
Armed with the currency of the realm.
Who'll go first?
You're a formidable person.
I just lay down the gauntlet before the Knights of the Round Table.
Which knight am I?
I didn't.
It's all right. My works aren't Arthurian, not the stuff of legend.
Being a legend is not always closely allied with merit.
What knights do we really remember anyway?
Well, there's King Arthur.
Not really a knight.
Lancelot.
There's him. And Guinevere.
Yes. Dear Guinevere, the consort. You are a rare man, John Polidori. Rare features. I want to know your story from these hands.
What can hands tell you?
Well, you are a physician and medical scientist.
Oh, you see that?
Oh, I see many things. I see a young university man in graveyard digging for cadavers.
Can I offer you a suggestion?
I'd rather not quit your company just yet.
You are not your mother.
That's abrupt.
Sorry.
Don't.
I'm sorry to speak so personally. I only know your mother by her writing. I'm very fond of her words. Scandal must have been difficult.
Scandal. Scandal is easy. Being scandalous, now that's another matter. Upholding one's status of scandalization is a tricky business.
You seem to excel at it.
The bar is always rising. Let's see. There's the tempestuous love affair. Yep, got that. The elopement. Can't exactly re-virginize yourself and waltz back into society after that one, unless you're a man.
You could always join the Luddites.
I like machines. I'm sleeping with one. What to do for an encore? Suicide? No. Hate cold water. Besides, Percy's first wife, Harriet, had that all sewed up. You knew that, didn't you? Mother of his 2 children drowned herself in the goddamn Thames.
Let's pause a while.
No, I'm quite all right. I have to get hysterical every 2 minutes or risk stability.
There's a word for these creatures in Magyar. They call them vampire, vampires. Perhaps you've heard the stories?
I have not.
The sound of London bell tower awoke Aubrey from his sedation. Free at last to tell the truth, he rallied the doctors and the servants to his aid, and together they rushed toward the distant bedchamber, but alas, they were too late. Aubrey's sister lay dead, feasted upon, by the vampire.
That's it?
That's the end.
There's no climax.
She died. She's dead. That's a good story.
I'm not going to get you what you want. The ending is all. Imagine me as her. You're the vampire. Tell me what you want to see. What you want to do.
In that moment, the bride gazed on her loving husband. Ruthven leans in close as the light flickered, lips parting ravenously, laid bare the venomous fangs of his undead race and plunged them into the nape of her neck. Aubrey reaches the bedchamber. A curtain blows in the rain from an open window. Aubrey's sister lay in a state of deadly ecstasy, drained of life by the vampire.
Now that's a climax. What boon shall I grant you?
Promise you'll stop.
A good boy. Very well, so sworn.
Quite the scene.
Quite the tale. Good luck telling.
How dare you?
It's true, you know it.
He crushed her spirit. He rejected her, even after she took him back, even after all the other women he put before her.
Why, Mary? Why? If she was so vindicated, why would she allow herself to grovel? Beg him to love her after he publicly said that she was repulsive to look upon? Ask yourself that, Mary.
And what could you possibly know about that? They all want you. What is it, sister? Look at yourself and tell me. Our bodies so different. Is it so much better with a slut? I could cut your goddamn throat for it. Tell me one time you challenged the gaze of one man. One time that you didn't see lust in his eyes for you. Married, betrothed, in love, cherished to the depths of his soul.
And
What
shame on
you?
you! And shame on you for tolerating it.
Unready.
You heard me.
You're trying to drive me away.
Drive you away. Mary, listen to yourself. You have everything. Brilliance, honor, freedom, honor for your own sensibilities, everything. But what do you want? This? You want that? You think that'll keep him? Any of them? Men are fickle, Mary. They are selfish and capricious, and then they are gone. Look at me. Look. You can learn from me, but you don't ever want to be me. Oh. Don't! It's a terrible look.
You've always been superstitious.
Mary, can I sleep with you tonight?
Running out of available beds.
Please don't say that. I can't face him again alone tonight or I'll end up on the street. What? You heard me.
Preparing for your role as Othello?
But I pillow the scene with Desdemona would have been over a lot quicker.
Oh, you're despicable, George.
Am I?
Yes, it's the mother of your unborn child.
An arsehole pregnant with a bastard. If it is my child, and it obviously doesn't resemble Mr. Polidori or yourself, God forbid, but I certainly won't leave it in the care of an hysteric who's as liable to run off to the pub as to suckle the poor.
Stop! You're like a rabid dog, afraid to catch something standing near you.
He suddenly sort of revolted by
Don't start with that. And the child isn't mine. I haven't been with Claire.
You haven't been with Claire. I'll accept that on its face, although, well, it could easily be a lie. Oh, it's never really been far from my mind, has it? Particularly now with those swelling breasts practically bursting with ripeness.
You're insatiable.
And your inner demons. Speaking of which, where's Mary?
Comforting Claire, I imagine.
Misery does love old company.
That much is true.
Why do you fuck her up and have a misery?
Who, Claire?
Mary.
I don't want to fuck her.
But you'd like to fuck Claire?
I thought of it. If only to take my mind off who you know. Don't make me say it. Harriet, you're surprised. I thought you long perceived it. And if you breathe a word of this, I'll deny this conversation. Mary would leave me instantly. After all that's happened, God knows what she'd do. Chasing Claire is my first respite for this craving. Ever since
Harriet's unfortunate swim in the Thames.
call it what it was. To the great arbiter of truth, she killed herself. Calculated for an audience of two, Mary and
Me.
you know she loves you.
And what about me? Do I release you?
Yes. Because it's so different.
It's not the same. I can taste it.
It's not the same.
It's not your true nature. You do it for me.
I enjoy it.
The same as you enjoy with Mary.
Maybe more.
That secret should die in your lips.
Yes.
And yet you stay with her.
We set out from London together. We eloped, but without the marriage.
But not without the honeymoon.
We're good for each other.
She's good for you.
Mary! The awkwardness, the uneasiness, the tension between us, it's miserable.
You have something.
Yes, pouring out a demon story. Not prose, though.
It doesn't qualify.
I don't care. It's dirty. Feels sensuous.
And Mary?
I help her. I encourage her.
She's writing.
Yes, and she has something. The beginning of something, anyway. Some mad scientist character.
Polly.
Inspired by him, perhaps. There's nothing going on between them. Don't start with that again.
I'll examine the doctor using my own scientific method. It's just that it was.
It was. Well, I read it. It's just. She's so acute. Her sensibilities are tuned to my every action.
Any wonder?
No, stop that. That's not that. She's fine. It's just if I don't swoon at what I read, or even if I do, if my sincerity isn't
Still all that sincere.
something. At all events, she tore it to shreds. Sat there tearing it and tearing it in the corner like a wounded child.
You may as well just throw her off the back.
What?
It's a metaphor.
A craftsman.
You're just taking up space in her life.
And what?
You're an anchor where a ship should be. She would never write a page where the tinker's there trying to make you love her because you don't.
I love her in many ways.
In
I love
every
her.
way that the way that she wants.
Her writing is not my responsibility. A woman of free will should determine for herself what manner of love or life she decides to follow based on her own heart and her own inspiration. Our sweetest tales are those that tell the saddest song.
Poetry is a mirror that makes beautiful that which is distorted. You wrote that, by the way, and nobody quotes you better than me.
Don't quote me too freely.
Oh yes, the other.
Don't.
What? And turn the blind eye to injustice.
Justice!
Worse, bondage. A noble innocent, imprisoned by the illusion of a would-be fairy tale.
What is this, some Latin school melodrama?
Not very democratic, not particularly vindicated.
This is my goddamn life.
What otherwise would have been. I'm truly terrified of what will come of me in this state. I leave you. It's because I cannot live on these crumbs. Everyone must be first with someone in order to survive. This, please. Oh, God, I didn't.
So much for knowing in blood.
Where did you come from?
From a hurricane. I'm here to sate your appetite.
You know, there can be more between a man and a woman than a cock.
Or less, depending. How's your horror story coming?
I haven't any good ideas.
Have you any bad ones?
Clearly, you think of women as empty vessels awaiting your seed. Perhaps you lacked capable examples.
I've known many capable women. Capable of wrath, capable of betrayal, capable of a beauty that made me cry to look at them.
Vessels, objects.
Animals. I watched the butcher's wife hack a nobleman to pieces at the Port Saint Antoine, quite literally sectioning him like a hog.
You were in Paris. during the terror.
I'd rather not recollect.
But you were in grammar school in Dulwich.
My mother took me on holiday.
You're a fabricator.
I prefer Byron.
Oh, I understand that you do.
Oh, do you?
Do I what?
Prefer it?
Did you really sodomize your wife on your wedding night?
How long have you wanted to ask me that for? Well, first, well, I desire you more for it.
Why me of all people? Everyone practically dotes upon you. Why not be satisfied with the affections of Claire?
Claire is a
She
sycophant,
fancies herself your muse.
and I fancy myself Prometheus,
Well, you certainly have the liver for it.
but not the courage.
I doubt not your courage. No doubt my Percy, even Polly, practically idolize you. If you were to lay down this obsession with my ass, you and I might be tolerable friends.
Love knows of sides in friendship.
You honestly believe that you love me? I'd almost consent sleeping with you if it were only a matter of lust. But I'll never risk having you hang about afterwards in love with me.
I can bear it. Love is seldom equal. You of all people know that.
You were eavesdropping?
And writing. Based on the tale told to John and I at the tavern in Tyrone.
I invented that.
Oh, I thought I just blacked out.
You read my manuscript. From among my
The
papers.
papers are my desk, in my house. Those papers? The manuscript you wrote while in my employ?
You're not going to publish it.
Why shouldn't I? It's a wonderful tale. Wait until you hear it. Now that we're done with table service, indulge me with your thoughts, Percy.
Why bother? No one quotes me better than you, Chambers.
Don't you forget it.
Then out to bed, Mary.
I haven't finished my wine. Besides, I doubt our Lord Byron is finished probing me.
Yes. Toddle off to bed, Percy. I have something important to go over with Mary.
Concerning?
Literary merit.
By the glimmer of a half-extinguished light, the dull, yellow eye of the creature opened. It breathed hard, and a convulsive motion agitated its limbs. How can I describe my emotions at this catastrophe?